So I was part way through this video when my battery died. Anyway, just to continue on, I was saying how people react to your no is really important because it shows you their level of expectation or respect for you. A lot of people expect yes from you. Think about the times you have gone to somebody with something and you really would like them to do it, and you really want them there. You know, you probably have the best of intentions and you haven't ever thought about the fact that they might have other things going on that you haven't even asked about, but you have this expectation and they say no. And you are really disappointed, and you may try to put the guilt trip on them, or you might think that you can see them in another light and they're not the person you thought they are, and all these things. Or you might be that person that's got great self-awareness and great understanding levels and just knows that everybody has things going on and things that you do not know about. You're the type of person that probably has great boundaries with yourself and others. But for those of us who just automatically expect things without any kind of consciousness of what other people are doing, you're gonna need to do some work. Yeah, it's really important that you understand that people have lives outside of you, and people who do that to you will learn by force, which means that you will instill boundaries and you will say no. And it's really important to be okay with the people that react to your no badly. You can, if you really want to, you can apologize and say, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but you don't have to say yes to everything. We all have things to do, we all have lives, and it's really important that you start to be start to be comfortable with saying no. The other things that you can do is make sure that you have time for yourself, clearly state your needs, and be prepared to, it depends on the situation of course, but be prepared to speak your needs up out loud, to state them, and be prepared to stick by that if you're going to put it out there. I do think the best way for people to learn how to kind of treat you is for you to put out your needs. This happens, especially well in friendships and relationships. And all sorts of other places like your work. It's just really important that you are really transparent about those things. The other thing is to do that you can do is to make sure that you are enjoying your life and that you are doing things that spark joy in you, as the saying goes. Making sure that you have fun plans in place. You are, kind of taking time to enjoy your interests, doing something that you loved as a kid, or something that, if you didn't have that thing you loved as a kid, find that thing that you love doing now, and don't always worry about having people to do it with, actually, because a lot of people wait to do things that they want. I remember having a session with a woman, and she was saying to me, oh, I really want things to do, but there's no one to do it with. And I said, why don't you do these things on your own? I would never go to cinema on my own. I would never go to dinner on my own. And I said, well, how do you begin to create a good relationship with yourself if you don't do anything on your own? And she said, well, she hadn't really thought about it. And it's so important that you learn to be okay by yourself. No man is an island, and I'm not encouraging isolation. What I am saying is that it's really important that you are okay with you, that you are okay with your own company, because we were born on our own to some extent. But not only that, it's really important that you are okay in your own company. You're comfortable in your skin on your own, your thoughts and feelings. If that scares you, then there's some work to do. There is some work to do. It's for you to become your own best friend, for you to become a friend to yourself. It's really important that you learn that you are not going to cultivate the best of friendships if you don't have a friendship with yourself first. A lot of people who say, oh, I love my own company, a lot of the time they think that they're really what's the word, they're really isolating themselves, or they're really oh, you know, I like my own company, and I think that they're being really antisocial by doing that. But those people are very comfortable with themselves, and that's a really important trait to have in a person. So it's really important that you start to cultivate a good relationship with yourself outside of the needs of others. So yeah, that's a really good way to tune into yourself. Another couple of things that you can do is working on your self-appreciation. Now, this is about who you are. This has nothing to do with what you do. So this is about, sorry, I'm sniffing, I've got a bit of a cold. This is about the person that you are. Am I caring? Am I kind? Am I funny? Am I loving? Am I courageous? Am I strong? This is about really looking inside yourself. And if you can't think of something at the moment, think about the life that you've led up until this time, the things that you have survived, the things that you have got through, the moments that you've shared with others, you know, the things that you have done for others. It's about really looking within, and the qualities that those moments have possessed for you. So, you know, if it's for me, I'd probably say a bit courageous. I'd probably say I'm quite thoughtful. I think I'm funny. I don't know if it comes across on this channel, but I've been told I'm funny, so I'll take it. I would say that I'm very empathetic, very understanding. But anyway, this is not about me, but it's just to help you do that work. Write those things down so you can become very clear on what those things are as well. And then we move to the other side of appreciation, which is like the things we do appreciations, like performance appreciation, the things we do appreciation, action appreciation. So that's the things like, you know, what we've achieved, you know, whether it be exam results, whether it be getting a job you want, whether it's buying the house, the car, starting the business. It's, you know, and we can also go to the smaller things in life. So it's getting up and going on that jog that you said you would, taking yourself to the gym, cooking that healthy meal, calling that friend, doing that piece of work that you've been putting off, writing that book, you know, traveling. It's about the actions that we take. So this is how we can really start to begin to connect ourselves and form a really good relationship with ourselves. And the reason why it's really good to form a really good relationship with yourself is because it affects the other relationships around you. If you have had a you know, a tough relationship with your family, your parents, you know, anyone in your family, tough relationship with, you know, in terms of friendships and things like that, the first thing to start with is yourself. We always go back to ourselves when it comes to things like this. It starts with you. And so once we've begun to cultivate and better that relationship with ourselves, we will notice how, you know, the difference it makes with others. And we also become very, very good at instilling boundaries once we have that better relationship with ourselves, because it becomes very important for us. So there's really no there's really like no reason to not start a good relationship with yourself. There's all the benefits and nothing bad about it. So I would give that a go today. Start today. It's the best thing I ever did, I promise. So yeah, that's the video. I'm sorry if I seem a bit all over the place. It's been a bit of a weird morning, and I'm suddenly suffering from a new cold. I had a cold 2 weeks ago. This is not me, but I need to cultivate a better relationship with myself by improving my self-care this week, because I'm not feeling that well. So yeah, yeah, it starts with you. Take care of yourself. Appreciate yourself. And also remember that self-love, even though we have the internet, which kind of is promoting a lot of kind of out loud self-love, which I'm not mad at either. I do think that sometimes it can be an escape from doing the real work. because the real self-love comes in how we speak to ourselves. How are we talking about ourselves when we switch off you know, Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, and that voice in our head is speaking to us? What are we saying to ourselves? Are we saying kind things? That is the voice that really matters. That is the conversation that really needs the work. So it's about the self-love that happens behind the scenes and not what's happening right here. But I'm going to stop there. Thank you for joining me. Take care. Bye. Hi, hope you're well. I've got my glasses on today. Contact lenses just are not the one. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for all the noise. I'm just getting comfortable. I should have got comfortable first. Anyway, this video is about how you can tune into yourself better. How can you create better self-awareness for yourself? And it's a journey. You're probably not happy. Some people won't be happy hearing me say that, but it is a journey. It's a process of understanding yourself, learning about yourself, taking the time to do that. I will say that it took me a long time to understand, learn to understand what my needs are. And once understanding what they are, then being comfortable in communicating those needs if necessary to others. So first thing you do with this process is develop a good routine of self-care. Now you know, throughout this channel I've banged on about self-care quite a lot, and self-care is more than a outside thing. It is about what you do for you know, the inside, about how you talk about yourself, how you take care of yourself. It's the small things that make a difference, the meals that you make, the times you go to bed, if you journal, if you exercise, if you know, take 5 minutes just to check in with you. It's about those little things. The other things that you can start to do is to create a better awareness around how you feel, and it's just checking in, like, how am I feeling today? Or if you know, you suddenly feel like that you feel triggered or your mood's dipped, and just sit with yourself or check in with yourself and think, where did that come from? What happened? Retrace your steps. How did I get to that feeling? And that will help you to start building a better sense of self-awareness. Deep belly breathing, which I have on my channel, you can start to learn how to belly breathe, and that will help you connect to your nervous system more. There's a lot of information about the nervous system around, and how it helps us create a better awareness of how we feel. And it also, you know, the nervous system is the place where you know, all our feelings come and take place, and where our awareness of these things happens. So for example, if you are in a state of fight or flight, that comes from your nervous system. If you are feeling really happy, that comes from your nervous system. So that gut, that intuition, that is all around your nervous system. And our nervous system actually reacts to other people's nervous systems too, which is why we talk about energies and kind of being able to pick up on other people's feelings and emotions and things like that. So these are other ways that you can do this. The other way that you can do this is to create boundaries and say no to things that you don't want to do, things that don't feel right, things that you'd rather not do, but also saying yes to the things that you'd like to do. Creating boundaries creates more space for the things that you want to do in life. It also creates more space in your life, because you'll find out who respects you, who's okay with your no, and I'm not mad at that, actually. I think that it's okay to find out who is there for you, not there for you, who is for you, by you putting in a boundary and saying no. How people react,